Welcome to the Around the House Show, the next generation of home improvement. This is where we help you with your home. Thanks for joining us today. We are in the middle of Design and Construction Week, the last day today, and I tell you what, this is one of my favorite times here because we get to go look at pretty stuff. Speaking of pretty stuff, we've got both of you here in the booth with Dal Tile.
Chip's a pretty guy.
Yeah, he is.
I truthfully thought I was about to get the brunt end of the setup was all there.
It was coming. He couldn't wait to do that joke.
Exactly.
He waiting all year for
this morning.
I've been waiting all year for this. Guys, let's do some introductions. Chip Wade, go ahead,
Yeah,
brother.
absolutely. Well, it's always great to be here with you, Eric, and with Patrick. I'm a longtime just a home improvement fanatic. I love making content and helping homeowners make educated home purchasing decisions. Had the opportunity to do a number of different home improvement shows over the years, and I just love to tell brand stories and help educate people on what's out there.
Absolutely. And, man, you've been doing it a while like the rest of us. Patrick, let's hear your story.
Well, I'm a longtime Dal Tile fanatic, which is good, right?
It's good,
Pushing
right?
the brand. So I lead our residential sales business for our dealer and showroom business for Dal Tile. And a little bit about Dal Tile, we're the largest tile entity in the world, and it all comes down to what that consumer shops for, and that's what we love to talk about. We love to give them solutions. We love to make sure that we're bringing things to them, and that's what we like to talk about on the show, which is fantastic. And by the way, Chip does a great job for all of our customers. All of our fans love him, and it makes them actually more confident about our products going forward. So big plug for Chip.
Thanks,
Nice.
bro. Thanks.
I feel the love in the room. This is awesome. And speaking of the room, I mean, we don't have to store it in the cloud because it's right over our head.
That's right. Oh, I thought these were wind chimes. Is this not what?
That is, yeah.
You pull it, you get cotton candy.
That's right. I mean, or I just float up. We need a bigger cloud.
We do, but that is gorgeous.
Isn't that amazing?
You did your team, I'm going to give the team credit here, did such a great job in this booth showing all these different scenarios.
Amazing. Our marketing team does a great job. The theme is kind of a day in Paris. So, we have this hot air balloon in the front, which is a ceramic tile mosaic hot air balloon. Let me just pause because everybody's like, how does that work, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Selfie station. You come over here, you have cotton candy, ooh la la. We have a Ferris wheel. We made a Ferris wheel up front. It's amazing. Like just the idea of bringing the personalization to what they're going to design in their home.
And that's the thing, right? That's the thing, is that personalization, because everybody wants their own thing. The last thing they want to, it's like women in clothing, for instance, not so much with guys. If we're wearing the same shirt, we give a high five and say, hey, we picked the right thing today. But women do not like to have the same dress.
No.
And so that's that personalization that you see. And, you can do what you want with this stuff, and it's going to be beautiful. And the design world is your oyster in this.
That's right.
Really.
Yeah, when you walk around a booth like this, well, I got the chance the last couple of days to walk around the entire show.
Yeah.
I saw almost everything. One thing that you'll notice is like the way that current consumer designs, we're constantly looking at imagery, on our mobile devices or on our computer. What works in this booth so well, and they always do a great job with this, is the way that they vignette establishes a whole idea and a concept in a digestible format, which is a really great thing. I mean, I love the fact that there's theme all the way through.
Yeah.
But each one of these carries its own concept and design. So, I mean, obviously, just the way, seeing a small 12 by 12 of this mosaic tile right here is beautiful, but seeing it in its element and its scale, but not too overwhelming. Like, this is an attainable size, but it's also aspirational. But I think that's what makes specifically what y'all do with the Dal Tile booth impactful for the consumer as you're walking around. It inspires you.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the shower system behind us, which is the cloud. You've got the rain coming down in this, which is like the water. It's just so beautiful, and it just sets the stage for your imagination walking into
I think
here.
I need a new, like Zoom, like Microsoft Teams backdrop. It looks like this in my office.
Yeah.
Right?
Mine would be the
Polly
tub.
already ordered the crystals. They're coming.
Just ship this to my office when we're done. That's right.
Yesterday, I was tired at the end of the show, so I was looking at that tub going, if that had hot water on it, I'd be embarrassing everyone with the roses. I can take the masculine guy in the tub thing with the tattoos. It'd be an interesting look.
More potpourri, Eric.
Absolutely.
More potpourri.
Totally
We might be able to
potpourri.
make that happen.
Okay, we could do that. Great marketing, right?
That's a vignette for you right there.
Marketing. I'm not sure how great it would be, but it would definitely get some buzz.
That's some fuzz.
Well, on that, for us, there's three big things going on here. in our space and as we look forward. The first one is technology and visualization.
Yeah.
Visualization one is, to Chip's point, how you see it. 12 by 12 is one thing, and sometimes you're limited just to that. But we're making that expansion into what they can see digitally on their phone, on our website. When they're looking at something, they can visualize it in their room. We know when they visualize it, and our Dal Tile Stylizer helps them with that, they're 5 times more likely to purchase it.
Wow.
So we're trying to bring them visualization, because one of the challenges we have, and we fuel this, is we have a tremendous amount of products. Tremendous.
Yeah.
Almost too many for a consumer to get their head around. How do you put all the parts and pieces together? So visualization, to Chip's point, it's aspirational, but also functional to help them understand you can put all of these together. That's why we do that. We have our curations, we have our vignettes, we have our website, all to help them get through that process.
I'm so excited that we're out of the 7 years of gray that we had, and we're into this maximalism stuff now, where you can have color, you can have texture, you can have all this stuff. Because
you can.
For a while there, I was starting to get a little tired as a designer, right? Going, okay, this is cool, but now there's so much more you can do. You guys have been leading that for a number of years. It probably 3 years ago in here, it was like, all right, we're changing the tone a bit.
This is coming from a guy that lives in the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
Yeah.
This is his whole life.
Yeah. Shades of gray.
Yeah.
Exactly. Bring the color, please.
Yeah, we have
My
5
gosh.
months of rain, but
What's that
except for
color?
this year.
Overcast?
Yeah.
Range sideways.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, while you guys were frozen this year down there, it was 62 degrees at home, so I'll take the one off, but you know what I mean.
There's no doubt.
So,
No, color is definitely here.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing specifically with a lot of the new product offerings that I like is, I believe y'all are taking some cues off of just the public response to like the Remedy tile line,
Great.
which basically the Remedy tile historically the last couple of years has been more of like a larger Subway-esque tile, but with a contoured high glossy glaze.
Yeah.
And while we've heard the term like handcrafted tile for years, it hasn't always looked. You're like, okay, I see a little contour on there, but like this, it feels literally like somebody.
Very artisan.
Like, yeah, absolutely. Like did it with their hands, but now in different cross sections, different sizes, and there's something about the way the light hits it on a larger format wall that's amazing.
Well,
Really
as
good.
in somebody that's installed tile too, to give you that third dimension, really, without making it tough to install
Or clean.
and clean.
Yes, yes.
Because you see the handmade hand stuff, and as a tile installer, you look at that and go, oh, this is going to be a nightmare.
Yep.
But you guys create the look without the nightmare.
That's right.
I think you're seeing a couple of things. One, color brings out the individual style. Shapes, sizes, and texture is very important right now, especially you talk about Remedy. You're getting a little more of that undulation. You're getting more of we call it almost the Kit Kat tiles, where looks a little bit different than tonnage tile. And that's the whole individual. Like Chip and I were talking this morning with Paulie, people are designing spaces to live in, not necessarily as operational. So have the space you want to have. Shape, size, color, texture, performance, all wraps together, and that's what Dal Tile can bring.
Yeah, and you guys do such a great job. I love, what was the first booth I hit on Tuesday morning? Walked in here, I was like, all right, what do we see? Because this is setting the stage for the entire show.
You just wanted one of those bags. Those bags are really popular.
I hear they're notorious.
Oh, my gosh. The bags are a hit.
You can put your arm in the sling in the bag.
See, exactly.
It's stylish.
Yeah.
It's like what they do in Paris.
I found out yesterday your little champagne flutes fit right inside this really well for walking around the show.
We built them for
I appreciate the design
injured
aspect.
warrior.
Exactly. But, the thought and process in all this. And, I want to talk about Dal Tile because so many on the consumer level walk into a home improvement store and they see that 3% of what they do and they say, oh, that's what you do.
Yep.
Maybe they haven't been into one of your showrooms and went, oh, my gosh, I can look at slabs. I can look at,
Yes.
penny tile. I can look at whatever I need to for the project. So, people get accustomed to what they see and where they go, right?
They do.
But they don't get the whole width of the product line.
That's interesting. I talked, there's really 3 things we talked about. Visualization and technology, which was the first one. The second one is made in the USA. Let me just plug that for a minute.
Please.
Interestingly enough, and we didn't go down this strategy because of the tariffs. We've been in this strategy for 79 years. Dal Tile turned 79 years, 79 years old this year. And we make 80+% of our products we sell in North America is made in the USA.
Nice.
And the third one that ties to that is the kind of third core is It's one package. So we have floor tile, we have wall tile, we have mosaic, we have exteriors for those that want to do an outdoor kitchen, patio area, grill area, and we have countertops. Our quartz is made in Dixon, Tennessee. So we have, when people come into our Dal Tile showrooms, our preferred dealer network, we want the full package. And we want to make sure they know they can get that here, and they have confidence that we've been doing this for 79 years. So that's the message we want to give everybody, that it's one stop. It's not just, it's easy to go to a home center and pick up the 4 light switches you need, and then, also, wow, they have wall tile, and they do an amazing job.
Yeah.
But we want to show the full package.
One thing that I love the fact that you are so heavily weighted with American manufacturing and quality. Obviously, that helps distribution, that helps pricing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you guys have this kind of double-edged sword with, you have the American proficiency with and regional manufacturing, but you have the global design network.
We get the best of both worlds.
That's right. We were just talking, you're over in Paris, you got the best of the looks that are over there that do set a lot of the overall kind of world stage for fashion and design and all the. So you guys are on the ground in all of these places, but bring all of that design proficiency to American manufacturing.
That's
which
exactly
is
right.
Unbelievable.
Marazzi is 90 years old. It's part of our portfolio of brands. It's kind of that higher end, sexy brand. I mean, they do a great job, and we bring that. We bring what influence we need, because the designs a lot of times start in Europe and they work their way here. So we know what's coming, and we build our portfolio around that.
Well, especially today with social media. Think about 15 years ago, and we were all around here 15 years ago. Really, we didn't see the way things change now in styles, because it used to be, and as a contractor and designer, same with me, we sit there and we would design out a project. It would take a year from the time that you first started, maybe till, okay, it's picture day.
Yeah.
And then it took another 3 months for the magazine to come in there and take pictures. And in 18 to 21 months, that style that was then is now being shown in a magazine. Today, you're designing for a client. I'm designing for a client. They haven't left the parking lot, and it's on their Instagram.
Yes.
Right.
And so, and that's worldwide.
Yes.
And so we see this whole thing where people didn't see that before the internet and social media stuff. Maybe you'd get a magazine at the grocery store or the hardware store or whatever, and that was it. Now things happen so quick.
But that's got to be really hard for a manufacturer to try to stay so forecasting so far ahead, because the reality of product development, testing, manufacturing, distribution, I mean, it's not a by the time you get in the parking lot thing. I mean, you guys are quick as anybody.
We're very quick. The one thing I think consumers need to be careful of or cautious of is, we hear about it in the clothing world, fast fashion, right? Because 100%. Things literally, before they even ship it, it's on your Instagram page, right? You talked about it. We want to take a more methodical approach and make sure we're bringing something that's going to last a long time. And I think that's an important piece. Sometimes fast fashion, and we look, in ceramic tile and countertops, you have people that get in and get out of a product. We're going to be in it for life. We're going to be behind that product. So I think it's important to make sure you get behind a manufacturer and a brand that stands for what it's producing.
Well, here's the thing with that. Fast fashion, great. You spend $12, and 6 weeks later you donate it to the charity of your choice, and you walk away.
Right.
You're not doing that with your kitchen countertops. You're not doing that with your tile backsplash.
Right.
Let alone your shower that you just spent $20,000 on.
And when you want to get it, you want to actually be able to get it.
Yes.
Like when you see something, you're like, I like that, but like you did a small batch of something that you want and you can't source it. You guys don't do that to the customer.
No.
You don't tease it and be like, don't you? That's why even going to other trade shows, sometimes it's like it's all concept. Yeah. And it drives me nuts. I'm like, that's cool, but like that, it's either never going to get made or it's going to be made in such a small batch that it's almost purposeless. Like, it's like, don't get my hopes up. You guys make sure that it's stocked. Correct. You guys make sure that you can get it, not in 6 months.
Yes.
You're like, thanks, but no thanks.
Yep.
If you see it, generally, you're going to be able to get it.
That's exactly to your point. Like a lot of companies in our space will come and show products they might want to launch. And they gauge the reaction, and then they base their launch pattern based on that. Everything in this space is going to launch within the next 30 to 60 days. It's all part of our launch process, and we're going in. We're all in. And one of the things you'll notice, I don't know, Chip, if you saw this walking around, or Eric, a lot of our, like if we're launching a line, like we added to Remedy, we didn't go 16 colors. We went with the 7 or 8 we knew were going to be the successful ones because we want to make sure we know, There's also a little bit at the dealer side. There's a lot of churn, like, oh, those 6 colors didn't work. We got to drop those, bring something else in. That's a little friction. That's disruptive.
Yeah.
We want to make sure we're being a good, loyal vendor to these customers and these dealers when they're having stuff in their showrooms. So
And it's so tough as a designer. You know, I've been designing kitchens and bathrooms for 35 years now. Getting my age on this, but I hated going into the tile retail wholesale retailer that had 32 brands in there because you have to go, oh, she fell in love with this. What's the lead time as I grimace going?
Yeah, sure.
And, oh, yeah, well, that's on the next boat from Italy. Cool. Is that next week or next year?
Yeah. What does that mean?
Yeah.
What's that mean? And I naturally steered away from those brands because
Sure.
and then the problem showed up is maybe that company was small and they had that made in 4 different places.
Yep.
And the chance of that looking like it was all supposed to go on the wall or the countertop or the shower together was a nightmare. And that's why I love about you guys being the leaders, coming out and saying, this is our stand. This is what's coming up. You're right about it.
That's right.
And then you have the consistency when you open up a box of tile to go throw it on someplace, you know what you got.
That's exactly right. And we're here to back it up. And, listen, if it's on that boat coming from Italy, man, I hope you didn't under measure. You better not need an extra carton.
Oh,
That's
my
right.
gosh.
And I mean, just shipping overseas with high quality, heavy, robust materials, you're just asking for more problems.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, that's why I like American made and distributed products like this, just because even the best packaging, the best containerizing, you don't know who's made in the forklift. I've received some crazy stuff. I'm like, how do you break a ladder in half?
Yes.
Like,
yeah, right?
like
Totally.
oh, yeah. Like,
You'll get a box of tile, sounds like a maraca.
right,
Yeah,
right. Well,
Well, I've literally seen containers that were coming off the truck, coming off the ship, get dropped.
oh, right.
And, the container gets dropped.
And
it
you've been
takes the
waiting on
beat.
that thing for 4 months.
Absolutely.
Right.
You
And now
know,
you're back,
and-
and then you're back at square zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you start that process over again. And then it's a nightmare for your client because they wanted to move into that kitchen or bathroom in 45 days.
Yeah.
And to tell them, maybe next quarter.
That's right. That's right.
Now, one thing I saw actually a little bit ago that I actually wanted to ask you about because I hadn't seen this yet is the obviously the big porcelain panoramic slabs that you guys have. One of the notorious, it's almost like I love the fact that they come in such huge panels.
Yeah.
But when you're thinking about, okay, I'm going to put this in my shower, I'm going to put this somewhere, how am I going to manipulate this, this large piece and how am I going to cut it? You guys are now releasing panoramic slabs that are pre-cut
Yes,
for
pre-cut.
showers.
I know it. Get
So
out
it's
of
like,
that.
Yep.
wow. So, I mean, for anybody that's not familiar with that, I mean, we want more solid surface, more porcelain facing, less grout joints.
So
So that's why the porcelain slabs are so great, especially for a shower that's notorious for mold, mildew, constant moisture
Especially
cycling.
with steam showers and stuff now,
Yep.
you don't want to
Right.
mess with
Yep.
it.
Shower
I
rooms.
did slabs in mine.
That's right.
And so mine was crazy because, it was a 5-foot wall panel, 7 foot high. Well, guess what? You have to come up the stairs to do it.
Right.
So we actually made the template for it and then did a pre-walk of walking the template in the door, up the stairs, around the corner. Is this even going to go in the room?
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now you can get, and you're not paying for material you don't need
That's the
because
big
it's
part.
cut
That's
ahead
exactly
of
right.
time.
That's
Oh my
exactly right.
gosh.
It's actually the twofold approach. It's smaller, it's more manageable, it's
Yep.
perfect, it's already cut, and you're not buying extra material.
Oh my
so
gosh.
thank y'all
Yeah.
for doing that.
We
by the
couldn't
way.
wait to get here and launch it. I mean, that is
Yeah.
a big.
Big.
To Tip's point, less grout lines when the customer wants that, easier to install. Porcelain is thinner, lighter, easier to manage. It's a great long term. Porcelain is really going to be
Premier.
It's going to, and we're catching up. Europeans use it every day.
Yep.
We're catching up. The labor pool's catching up with that. It's going to be a fantastic program going forward. We just launched it last Friday. Literally
wow.
just launched it.
Well, the vignette that I saw this, I was like, oh, this looks great.
It's
And then,
good,
like,
right?
pre-cut,
Yeah.
what?
Wow.
Yeah,
So,
so
that's
yeah.
the easy button.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
whether you're a contractor, homeowner, or whatever else to go, you mean I can get that at that size
Right.
and roll with the project?
Well, you're removing any remaining pain points.
Oh, 100%.
Which is-
we're trying to be less. We're trying to provide a less friction process or frictionless process. Better way to put
Yep.
it. And it's that how they design, how they look at it, and ultimately how you can get it in the home and installed.
That's right.
When you look at that whole chain of links, if they all work smoothly together and the consumer loves it, that's loyalty.
Well, and the thing is, with larger slabs like that, you need to have a team out there installing it.
Yep.
You can't have the CTA tile installer doing that by themselves.
That's right.
Even with their helper, that's a big ask to cut that. 'Cause
I will say, though, my last project, I did some big porcelain slabs, and I had one guy, and I just sat there, and I was like, you just let me know if you want a second hand. But the installer base is actually getting a lot better.
Tip's right.
It's different than it
100%.
was 4 years ago.
Exactly.
Just the technology and a lot of like the material handling tools is
like
getting
Grabo
very,
and those guys,
very
so
good. Yeah, I
moving
talked to the
stuff
guys at Grabo yesterday. Basically, they're these suction cups that you can pick up anything from rocks or pavers or anything with. Fabulous.
Yeah.
But just allows you to manipulate a lot easier. But yeah, they did a big master shower even with higher overhead stuff. Like with one guy by himself, I was impressed.
Wow, that's impressive.
I was impressed. I was actually taking notes because I was like,
I think a lot of the installers, it's not that they can't do it; they haven't done it enough to be comfortable.
Right.
Yeah. Which is with any new type of installation method.
And I like with stuff being made in USA too, because you know the quality you're getting, and I have to thank you for that because I love that you guys support so many local communities.
We do
with workbases and people that are A lot of things went overseas, and anytime that I can support this made in USA stuff, I just absolutely love it. It's like, let's go.
Yeah, and for any installers that are trying out product, that's one thing I also love when they try any of the porcelain from Dal Tile. They appreciate that they want to be able to use it again because they've had horror stories of other types of products that the worst is it's not square and it's not flat.
Yeah,
and that's what Dal Tile does. Like when you get a big porcelain slab, you can have these beautifully straight, tiny grout joints. All these tiles are rectified. They're absolutely going to be 90 degrees.
That's exactly right.
And when an installer is gone to the effort to do a luxury install or beautiful install, the last thing they want is subpar quality of product.
Right.
That's not square. Like you've done all the work. You literally have it mudded. And you're putting it up there, and you're like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
So
I do. Yeah,
right.
That ties back to that fast fashion. Look, we spend a tremendous amount of time and energy and resources building a better product on the front end. So downstream, it's not a problem.
Yep.
Yeah,
we have to do that.
Well, anybody that's worked with Dal Tile knows that, and that's why so many people go back to it. I think.
And those slabs are so good for fireplaces, outdoor kitchens, and things like that. I mean, you can put it in the outdoor kitchen, like Pacific Northwest. It's great. It could be 100 degrees with the snow hitting it. It could be 12 with 2 inches of freezing rain on top of it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't care. It takes it, and it will take anything you throw at it.
I had a question for you about that because y'all have expanded the porcelain line beyond just the panoramic line, which is the thinner, larger format, into full 2 cm thick porcelain.
Yes.
So it looks like I think to the average consumer or even developer or builder, a lot of this solid surface, it starts to get confusing because there's composite quartz and there's solid quartz and there's obviously the natural stones, but now there's porcelain and we can use porcelain slabs and bond it together and build out a thicker profile. Now you guys are literally making solid body porcelain slabs that are as thick as this table.
Yeah.
With through veining all the way through, which
Which is amazing.
I personally love it because it's like the difference between working with a piece of 1/4-inch plywood or a piece of butcher block.
That's exactly right.
Like I have meat to be able to support itself, and it's just as easier to work with.
Yep.
And I just installed a lot of countertop material with that porcelain slab. Amazing, but you can get them in big cross sections as well. How are y'all doing that, by the way? Can you enlighten us a little bit on like how complex is it to make a porcelain slab this thick?
Well, you make it just like you make regular porcelain. The challenge is it's slower because when you run it through a kiln, you have to run it slower. So because you're baking something that's thicker, right?
Yeah.
The strategy behind it is really to give concrete pavers commands the size of the market, but your fastest growing component is that porcelain paver.
Yeah.
And our strategy really is to take it outdoors. What we want to do is we want to bring, whether it's a kitchen and bathhouse, a dealer, a commercial, anybody, hey, there are spaces outside that Dal Tile can be a part of. We want to help them grow the capabilities that they can bring a consumer or a project lead. And that's really the strategy behind it. And we make a great porcelain paver. I mean, it's amazing. Although I did have somebody ask me yesterday, can they use the porcelain pavers, the exteriors, indoors?
Sure.
I know, but I was like, of course we can.
Yeah. Actually,
I was like, is this a trick question?
That's my favorite design element is when you can take that inside the house
and take it out.
Do a large, panoramic style door and continue it out flawlessly. That's clean.
Because these porcelain pavers, I mean, they're even made for elevated scenarios. So you don't even have, like, typically when you're dealing, like, historically with landscape design, when you're putting flagstone or whatever down, you either your sub base has to be compacted so specifically,
correct,
or you have to use something that has such a cross section to get the breaking strength,
right?
So when Big Uncle Phil, comes cruising through there, he doesn't snap the. But these porcelain slabs are so strong, Literally, they can be supported on the four corners.
They can,
even on elevated decks.
I love those platform pieces to keep things up.
Yeah, but awesome. You can go on grade as well. So certainly the robustness and resiliency is sufficient for going over a subfloor.
Funny story about this. So my brother and I just this last week sent me a picture from our beach house project that we've been working on that we got done. And when we were building the front deck out of
your brother Walter?
No, that's William. We'll talk about William, the tile installer.
Remember William? Yeah, William.
We'll bring William back into this in a second.
Yeah, he's been trash talking me and you since last year.
We got on him last year.
We went in full court press on it.
Exactly. So anyway, I was like, hey, let's do this 12 inches on center because I don't know what's going to happen. We're Airbnb a kind of thing. It's out front. It's a covered porch. The other day, he sent me a video of a full-grown elk standing on that. Well, there's a ton on 4 points.
Oh yeah,
standing on the deck.
It's like a big piano.
He sent me a message with the video from the security system, and he goes, thanks for over-engineering this. I hadn't planned for this as a need.
That is a cool.
And there's an elk standing on the deck. I'll show you guys afterwards.
Just on the outside, it was just came up there.
Poking around, looking around. There's many times we'll see 8 or 10 elk in the front. It's great. I don't have to mow the lawn. It's fertilized. It's great. It's ready to go. So
we need an elk.
Yeah,
we do. I mean, that was great. He was,
it's funny. You have to plan for these things. Elk proof.
That's right. New designation.
Yeah. So plan for that stuff, guys. And Uncle Phil that comes over for the holidays.
Yeah, everybody's got one.
Everybody's got an Uncle Phil. Not everybody has an elk, but
but it's one of those things.
That was his nickname. Elk. Uncle.
Well, I'm going to bring William into this because it's just easy, and it's an annual tradition.
That's
now
right.
to
Yes,
do
it
this.
is. Yes, William's a secret star here.
He's our secret star. I love that because he used the product, your porcelain, on his fireplace.
Oh, good.
And again, master tiler. He mitered the edges on it, of course, by hand, by eye, and it was beautiful.
Wow.
And then color matched the epoxy down the outside with it, so it looked like it was just bent and wrapped.
That's next level.
And it's next level. But when you have the right installer to do that stuff, it looked like you had just cast the piece.
I love watching some of these artisan guys. I mean, these are true craftsmen.
They really are.
For years, working with materials like that and creating all kinds of intricate, floating benches and all these things that are just so beautiful. But now it's even easier. Now the average person can get pretty good results without having to be William.
Yeah.
Which I think is also an important thing because we all get really inspired to do things, but not all of us have the skill set to execute at a ultra craftsmanship level. And that's where the ease of use of material really it just keeps us happy and being able to do the things that we want to do.
It is an art, and I would love to see pictures of that. That's fantastic.
I'll get you some pictures of that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Turned out really well. But again, with slabs in the bathroom, you can now do that niche that has lighting in it because you've got this thanks to the slab. If you drop that down a little bit, you can backlight that. Now you've got your niche in the shower. You can have the lights low, but you can see what shampoo you're grabbing.
That's right.
That's exactly right.
Except for you don't have to worry about the shampoo.
I'm a simple man. It's one bar of soap.
Took him a while to get to the hair joke, didn't it?
It's low-hanging fruit.
It's kind of an easy one. I got it. Yeah.
That's right.
I am going to bring a wig next year, though.
Oh, good. I'll take it.
We're gonna go full on rock star for you. So
both of you guys with your robust hair.
You get hair, I'll go bald.
Well, you and I will go the bald caps on here, and you'll have the hair.
That's a deal.
The only thing, I'm proven to be able to get out of the house with a bald head. I don't know what y'all. Scary things lie under the hair,
yeah,
guys.
I did that one time. I had a guy that I was working with that was going through cancer, and I did that, and I went, I have a lot of scars. You know?
Oh yeah, dense, like
Dents,
weird.
those head injuries sure showed.
Is that a fault line? What is that? That's right.
Let's put the hair back.
That's right.
Never again. Never again.
No, got it.
You know, one thing I invested in this year was I was doing a lot of tile work this year, and I went and just was kind of scouring to see kind of what new tools and stuff were out there. Obviously, a lot of the material handling stuff. I got a couple of different racks that just hold everything nice and sturdy, not only the suction cups. But have you seen any tools that are out for even a homeowner that might, just occasionally go into the home improvement center and, you got your trowels and you got your floats and sponges, but have you seen any tools, or what tools have you seen that you think are must-haves for the average DIYer that might feel more pro, but maybe a little bit more mainstream?
I think for the average DIYer, I think I'm going to go back to Grabo as one of them. If you're a DeWalt guy, you can use that with their system, or you have the Grabo out there, because it gives you that extra hand. If you're moving a big piece of slab, you can get it up. You can do that one-person install. But if you need to go get a piece of drywall for the other side of the bathroom you're working on, you can do that and have that extra hand. I think that's just one of those that makes it really easy. But the tools have elevated themselves as well, from a really good float to really good trowels out there that just make your life easier. It's like a paintbrush to me. If you go buy that cheapest paintbrush for a DIY thing, it looks like you grabbed the cheapest paintbrush.
Great point. I mean, listen, the float, the trowel,
makes a difference.
It matters. It's you can't underestimate the importance of good basic tools. To your point, the paintbrush. I mean, a good paintbrush makes all the difference in trim work.
It does. And reading the directions and using
important?
the right materials. Yes. Well, I mean, especially when you're hanging a slab on the ceiling of your shower, you want to kind of follow those directions and use the right trowel.
That's right.
Do you have to prime the back of that before you use the thin set? All the steps, know the system, manage it, and use the same system.
Yes.
I don't like seeing people going, okay, I'm going to go brand A, B, C, and D on this.
Right.
Great. Stick with one, own it as a homeowner, as a contractor, as a own the system.
Master it.
Yes. Another tool that I found that I think even an average homeowner would probably have only seen professionals using, but you can now get these pretty readily available, is it looks like a cone. It's a diamond bit. So not just not just a hole saw for cutting out, holes for your shower valves, but it basically looks like a little cone, and it's just covered with bits of crushed diamond. But it is like the fixer tool. And especially when you're dealing with porcelain and you're doing little details. All of these things, it just allows jagged little cuts that you would make with an angle grinder. It just allows you to just make it. It looks like professional results, but now you can pick them up not only just on online retailers, but you can go in your local home improvement center, grab one for $20. That's a tool that really, if you're going to do any type of tile, just get one of those, because it's going to make the work look so much better. You'll end up using it 100 times. You're like, how did I not have this thing?
Absolutely, because it makes those little mistakes of the saw or the cutter.
That's right.
It solves that, and it gives you just that clean line. If you're not putting a metal trim on the end of it or anything else, it just cleans it up, and it really shows and makes it look perfect, like it came out of the factory.
That's right.
So, Patrick, what other trends are you seeing out there right now? I mean, we're things change fast, but again, we're in that maximalism kind of thing out there. We've really come in. Chip, you two, what are you guys seeing out there as far as 2026, 2027 kind of trends?
There's a couple of things. I think first is, what we're learning is when people are building a space to live in, not necessarily operational. We were talking about that this morning. Sometimes they'll do a kitchen. It's very operational, like to back of house, kind of like at a restaurant. Build spaces to live. And we try to bring that, whether it's in color, whether it's in design, whether it's in shape, whether it's in the type of product, how it's going to be installed, indoor, outdoor. We try to bring all that together. But there's I was looking over here. We have, there's a throwback to nostalgia. What is old is new.
Absolutely.
My wife and daughters are heavy into needle pointing now. Like big time into needle pointing. And I'm like, what happened? When did that come up? But it's
come on,
great.
Grandma.
And they make these. I know. But it's cool. They all have headlamps, so it's really. It's kind of sexy, by the way. But so you have that kind of nostalgic, bringing it forward. That's the colors, your jewel tones, bringing all those to life. But also, it's that accent. Like, it's okay. You know what? You can do what you want to do in a space. And we're going to be here to help you get through that, whether it's in our showrooms or our dealer network or our our customers, we have products that we can help you get to where you want to go. So the trends are, you can do it on your own. Dal Tile has it all for you. But also, there's some nostalgia. There's some looking forward. To your point on the gray, 50 Shades of Gray is gone.
Yeah.
What we're looking at now is everything's getting warmer. You're seeing a lot more veining. There's a lot more characteristics in the product that look natural and bring that whole room to light.
Absolutely. It's awesome. And it's one of those things that I just love. The man cave is gone. It's now the whiskey library.
That's right.
You know, guys, when you're trying to sell this to your spouse, it's the whiskey library, not the man cave. Man cave sounds a little bit too, little Simpsons-esque maybe.
Yeah.
But if you do the whiskey library, your spouse is now going to go, oh, that's a place for you to go relax so I can watch my shows.
Sure,
Totally.
sure.
And it's okay.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a non-needlepoint room is what
Absolutely.
that is. Yes.
Yeah. Now we're going to have to get back to the hook, the stuff we did when we were kids. We had the yarn and you do
the crochet.
The crochet stuff.
Yeah.
Now, that's the next thing for us next year. We'll do that while we're
I'm
doing
sure
the
it's
show.
popular. I'm sure it's popular. One thing that I've noticed, even walking around the show, seeing that is just over and over again is, I believe, a movement. I think the consumer is demanding more resilient materials, especially on the exterior.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
What's happening is a lot of things look great initially.
Yes.
And the more enabled general homeowners are for doing projects, I think the homeowners are getting a lot more educated because they've tried a lot of things with high hopes that this was going to look, and it did look good for a year.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden you're like, man, that was a little cheaper, but now I'm having to address this, and I'm very disappointed with how my exterior siding or whatever is holding up. What we're seeing is a huge amount of products and technologies coming in to pre-finished and much more resilient coatings and finishes for exterior products that I think will ultimately end up moving inside. It's just more expensive now, so typically exterior products are more expensive than interior products.
Yeah.
But this is just where tile is kind of like that old wise sage grandfather's like, it's already got it.
Yeah.
It's already, like, all these other things are really just trying to get to the level of what porcelain is or what these exterior quartz already are.
Yeah.
And so I think that you're going to see much more adoption of tile being like, oh, if we're looking out, if this is now a really important thing, and I now understand that exterior materials need to be incredibly robust.
Let's use the right ones.
Let's see what's really out there, and I think it's going to be an insurgence of opportunity in the tile
I learned
space.
a valuable lesson last year, design-wise, with somebody, a friend of mine. We were talking about, and we were doing his exterior deck, Pacific Palisades, in that neighborhood.
Oh,
hopefully it's fireproof.
Well, it was Class A fire rated. It didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Too soon?
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
No, it didn't matter.
I was
No,
talking to
seriously.
somebody yesterday about that.
Yeah. It didn't matter. It didn't. It was gone. I mean, his Harley, it melted the handlebars. They were, so it was
horrible.
a frame and part of the engine. But I look at things now and go, porcelain would have not combusted, right?
It doesn't add to the fuel.
It doesn't add to that.
Yep.
Nope.
And so I look at that, hindsight being 20/20, what I know today versus a few years ago,
Sure.
I would have said, hey, brother, instead of using this brand of composite decking out there, let's look at porcelain and do that instead. It would have been a smarter look back now. Hindsight's always 20/20.
Right.
But if I was down there, if I was in an area where down here in Florida where we're at, I was watching the news. Last weekend, I was like, wow, that's a wildfire. Not used to seeing that here. I'm used to seeing it at home in the Pacific Northwest. But this is coming to be a more of a bigger issue for people out there.
It
and
is.
I think, people, I'll use the concrete pavers. I don't know if you ever had concrete pavers with a barbecue on it. Every time you drop little bit of grease off the burger,
Absorb.
it's there permanently.
Yep.
It's the stain in the driveway that everybody hates. And I don't want that on my living area outside that I'm trying to keep clean. So porcelain to me is the ultimate exterior product for that, because you could put it out there. It's fireproof. If I drop something on it, I grab a damp rag or a paper towel and I
The
clean
rain
it
just
up.
rinses it off.
Yeah,
honestly.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things we found with our research is consumers are looking at the ingredients, right? Whether it's tile, we'll talk about tile, but whether it's our products or what goes into their home, almost like they're looking at the ingredients that go into cosmetics and products that they put on their body. Like, it's very important to have things that are good for the environment, things that are not going to be bad for the environment, things that are going to last a long time. So they're really putting a lot of thought into the right things that go into their home, that's going to last a long time.
Yep.
Again, back to that fast fashion. To your point, it's going to look good in the showroom. It's going to look good initially, but it's going to last.
Yep.
And if it doesn't, you've got to go with the manufacturer and products that do.
Be on the lookout for ground porcelain face masks. Makes the skin like butter.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be part of our morning routine before we do shows like
Like a
this.
pumice. Just a
That's
little
a-
exterior
just a little
product on
exterior
your
product,
face.
yeah.
It probably would work.
probably
Actually, now
would.
that I'm thinking about it, it's probably not as crazy
Now
as
you
we're
just got
saying.
all your tile installer friends to take what's
That's
in the
right.
bottom of the saw and send it to you.
Yeah.
And you're good to go.
Yeah,
Your complexion looks great.
Yeah.
It's stepwise by Dal Tile. Like,
Is that thin set? Give me a little bit of that. My nails have never looked. Oh, they're gone.
my gosh. Yeah. Tell me need a sanded grout, right?
I love it. We're running out of time, guys, like we always do, but I wanted to talk, Patrick, about where people can find your stuff and talk about the showrooms for a little bit.
Yep.
And really about the whole design process so people can be educated on the comfort level of going in and having a one-stop shop for everybody.
So Dal Tile, you can find us at daltile.com. Let's start at the website. We have 114 showrooms around the country. We have a locator on our website. We also have a dealer network, authorized dealers, dealer elite network. They can go online, find us. You can find us on any of the Meta, Facebook, Instagram. We're on LinkedIn. And our showrooms are designed. Our 114 showrooms are designed to bring the products that Dal Tile manufactures to a consumer, a selector, project person, and they can be commercial, new residential, remodel. About more than half of our people that coming into our showrooms are consumers, but we have everything there, and it's designed for us to help them work through the products, what'll work well together. Like we talked about, the complexity of all the products we have. People just don't know, will that really look good with this?
Yep.
It will. I mean, we have people come in with pillows and blankets and all kinds of things.
I've been that guy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm that guy.
I have to.
Yeah, it's like the commercial. I want you to build me a house around this faucet, right?
Yeah.
100%.
So we're here. We want to make sure we have people come into our showrooms. We're designed to help them select, put confidence, and ultimately help them get closer to that decision. So daltile.com has it all for you.
There we go. And I love it. You can walk out there, take a look at the slab material, put your name on it, and go,
Yep.
That's for me.
Yep, that's what we're here for.
Guys, thanks again. Always great. Can't wait for next year. This always is like the fastest part of the day of the show. Sitting in here, just having a great time and talking about the beauty in here. And of course, those just groundbreaking trends that we're going to see next year and beyond. And I got to say, you guys do such a great job of forecasting those trends, because I love coming here to say, wow, what's next? And you guys nail it year after year.
Well,
Thanks,
we appreciate it. You do a great job. And Chip, a longtime partner, friend, just does a great job for us. And you killed it.
It's fun. It's fun. Always fun to be here. Thanks guys.
Chip. Appreciate it,
Absolutely.
brother.
Tell William we
Thank
said
you.
hello.
I will.
Yes,
I
we'll
will.
do our best.
William, hello. Thanks, brother.
See you, William.
All right. Thanks, guys. I'm Eric G., and you've been listening to Around the House.